Hello everyone, I'm Lubomira, and thank you for joining me for day 5 of my holiday card series. If you are new to my channel, welcome, make yourself at home, and I invite you to check out more of my channel. If you are returning, welcome back, and thank you for taking the time out of your busy day to spend a few moments with me. It really means a lot. Now that you are here, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. By hitting that little bell, you'll never miss out on any of the crafty goodness. For day 5, I'm sharing a sweet little gnome card with a unique acetate background using Trinity Stamps. Let's get into the card. I first worked on my background. Acetate can be used beyond just shaker card. It can be a fun way to add floating elements to your cards so that it looks like things are suspended in midair. That's what I was going for in this card. I wanted to create something that had snowflakes floating across the background. To do this, I first used a stencil on a piece of acetate. Since acetate is clear, I went ahead and attached a piece of cardstock the same size underneath it so I could see it better. I worked on an old cutting plate because it's movable and easy to clean, but you can use any work surface. I made sure to press my stencil flush against the acetate and held it down with washi tape. The stencil is the Snowflake stencil from Trinity Stamps. I applied picket fence paper glaze in Arctic Fox over the stencil with the palette knife. I tried to keep my application coming from above and not press the paste too hard under the stencil since the acetate is a slick surface. However, if you're worried about bleeding and smudging, create a larger panel that you can cut down. I wouldn't recommend using any spray adhesive because you can run the risk of getting sticky residue on the acetate, and it may prove difficult to clean later on. Now, if you want to avoid the whole stenciling mess altogether, you can get a similar look by applying stickers, gems, or die cuts to acetate instead. I would use a double-sided adhesive or glue dots to attach your pieces instead of liquid glue though. Stamped my image in intense black ink using my Misty and then colored the image in using Copic Markers. For a list of all the colors I used and all the supplies, please see the description below. The stamp is a mini stamp set called Coco the Gnome from Trinity Stamps. I really like using these small sets because they come at a great price point and there's little fussing over sentiments. Next, I heat embossed a white sentiment on a red piece of cardstock. I used the Winter Wishes sentiment that came with the gnome. I placed my panel into my MISTI, treated the area I was going to stamp with an anti-static tool, and stamped the words in Versamark ink before adding the embossing powder and heat setting it with my heat gun. I trimmed down the sentiment. I also trimmed my acetate panel by 3/4 of an inch. However, I did this off camera. A quick way to accent a focal point is to add a frame. I used a rounded stitch frame from My Favorite Things and die cut it from white glitter cardstock to place around my gnome. Having all my elements, I began to put my card together. I attached a light teal cardstock to my card base using liquid glue. Next, I popped my frame up on top of my acetate. Then I added more foam tape behind the acetate so that when I attached that to my card base, it would float over the background and the snowflakes would be suspended in air. Frame actually helps by hiding the different levels of foam tape that would otherwise be shown if not tucked in behind the frame. I placed my gnome into the frame and attached him with more foam tape. I ran the sentiment banner beneath the gnome and secured it in place with a combination of glue and, you guessed it, foam tape. When I had all my pieces in place on top of the acetate, I then attached the whole thing to the front of my card. And that's it. So what do you think? There are so many fun elements you can add to acetate and make them float. I'd love to hear if you're going to give this a try. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe if you haven't already. I will be back tomorrow with day 6 of the holiday card series. Until I see you then, have a fantastic night and I hope life treats you kindly. Take care, my friends. Bye.